Hi guys, you're welcome to So Much Fun with Delanis, and today we're going to be doing this ruffle dress. I'm going to be showing you how I did the ruffle dress. But first off, we're going to be calculating the length of the satin and the waist circumference for the flace. So just go through this video. So after I got my satin, I folded into 2 and then into 4 to form like a right angle triangle. So the next thing I did was divide my waist by 4 and I added 2. So this is for a 1-year-old. So it's looking quite small because I decided to do for a 1-year-old to make it look easier and easy to understand. So after I marked my waist circumference, after dividing the waist by 4 and added 2, I subtracted the length, the half length of her measurement from the full length of her dress, and I subtracted 2 from it. Just go back to that drawing board there and you see all the calculations. You can pause that and then you understand what I did. So it's just like cutting a 180-degree circle. That's just all I did here, right? So after doing that, the next thing I want to do is to just join up everything. I added 1 inch seam allowance for the zipper on that end, and then I'm going to be cutting through, right? So after cutting through, the next thing I want to do is to finish up my edges and before I go onto into the tulle cutting itself. So let's go to that. So with this, I am done cutting. The next thing I want to do is to finish up this edge with the horsehair braid and then use my overlock machine. So next we'll go on to doing our tulle. So I have my pieces of tulle. I already cut some parts of them, remaining the others. So I cut this tulle into 5 inches strip, right? So I had 5 yards of each color: the peach, the lilac or lavender, and then the mint green. So I cut each into 5 yards of each. So after cutting into 5 yards of each, I'm going to be showing us what to do next. So let's go. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I always forget to ask people to subscribe. I'm new to this, but please hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll be willing to answer every questions you have. So now this is me cutting the 5 inches strip of tulle, right? So let's go back to what I'll be doing with this tulle. So after I was done cutting the tulle, all I did was to open it up to form 4 layers of tulle, right? So I didn't open up totally. I had like 4 layers of tulle and then I ruffled up just like this. So for all the colors, for the lavender, the mint green, the peach color, same thing I did 4 layers. So I'm cutting 5 inches of 5 inches width of tulle because of the kind of design I'm doing. If I'm going to be doing other designs, I'm going to be cutting much longer, right? So if you take note, I'm just opening up to have 4 layers of 4 strip of tulle, just like so, and then I would ruffle up. So same thing I'm doing for other colors. So let's get on with it. So I got to the mint green also. I did the same thing. I open up just like this to have 4 layers of tulle, and then I'm going to sew down just like so, right? So I like to ruffle with my hands. I'm sorry, I just feel like it gives me that perfect look of ruffle. It's not scanty, it's not too much, just like I want it to be, right? So but for other designs I use my ruffler foot, but for this I am using my I'm ruffling manually. So I'll be doing this for the other one too. Let's get to it. So after I was done with doing all the ruffle, you can see the tulle all around. First thing I did was to mark 1 inch all through the base of my skirt, of the circle skirt, and then I started creating like a spiral curve. I started creating like a curve. If you notice, I wasn't going straight, right? So now this place is up to you. It's how creative you want to get. But while you're being creative, make sure that whatever space you're leaving is what you go on with. So if you're giving yourself 1 inch distance, please keep up with the 1 inch distance for everything. If not, you're going to have you're going to have spaces all over your tulle placement. You get me? So now I just played with it all around because I didn't want it to look straight. I wanted it to have this swirly look, right? So I did that, but I made sure to leave 1 inch allowance on both sides for my zipper, because if I'm going to fix my zipper, that place is going to be too chunky for me to fix on the zipper. So the next thing I did was to pin down the colors like I wanted it to look like. So I pinned it down just to give me an idea of what I was working on and how it was going to look. So I pinned down a few and I started sewing. I'm going to give you a tip on how I sewed this down, to avoid changing the threads all over and over again. But first off, let's go through the pinning down together. Now, so if you notice, I was pinning according to the color arrangement, right? I started with the peach, the mint green, the lilac, peach, mint green, and lilac. So it's up to you. But if you notice here, the pinning here would not give me the accurate look. So what I did was just to pin down to make me see what I was doing and what more I needed to do. So I pinned on those lines I made with my pencil, and then I continued on the spiral look, just like so. So after doing that, I went up to the sewing machine and I started sewing. So this is where I'm going to give you the hack on sewing this without having to change threads 100 times. Trust me, it is excruciatingly exhausting. I tried that and I was almost crying. So this is what I did. To avoid that pain, all I did was to use the off-white thread inside my bobbin, and then I used the peach color thread for the top. So I made sure to sew down the peach color ruffle all through first before changing to the mint green. So I did everything step by step. I finished the peach colored ruffle, I finished everything on the satin, and then I went to the mint green. I made sure to sew down all the ruffle, filling up all the spaces, making sure everything was filled and I wasn't missing out anything. And then I moved to the lavender and I sewed down the lavender also, making sure I wasn't missing anything, so I wouldn't have to come back to changing threads again, because trust me, it was really hard. So after doing that, this is what it looked like. It looks like a cotton candy, right? So would you want to see how I coupled this dress up? If you want to, let me know in the comment section what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and yes, let me know if you want to see how I made this dress in full. So if you like this, please drop a comment, subscribe, share. Thank you for watching, and I hope you stick with me for as long as forever. All right, thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye.